Hey, what's up? I'm Justin from CBI Off-Road, and today I'm going to show you how to install a set of rock sliders on your 3rd gen Nissan Frontier. Stay tuned for the install. All right, so a couple things. We're under the truck right now. Step one, we've already done it, but I'm going to show you there's a factory hole right here, and we're just enlarging that to a little bit over a 1/2 inch. So we're going to drill that out. There's some fuel lines that are clipped in above the frame over here. We're just going to pop those out of the clip just to make sure they don't run into the bolt we're installing. And if you had our CVI transmission skid, we're going to remove that to allow room for the sliders to go in. And one more bracket back here on the CVI gas tank skid. We're going to remove that. It'll be ultimately reinstalled over the slider, but to let the slider fit into place, we're going to have to remove it. Once you get those things done, we're ready to get the slider into place. So this is the hole that I mentioned. It's an existing hole that's already there. We're just enlarging it to a little bit more than a 1/2 inch. So just drill that out and you'll be good to go with a bolt right there. All right, and so again on the driver's side, we're like mid gas tank here. You can see this oval hole. If you follow that straight up on top of the frame, you'll feel those gas tank lines right there in that little clip. So just pop that clip out of the way. They're still gonna be very secure where they're at. We're just moving that clip so we can get our through bolt installed. All right, so we're ready to get our slider bolted into place. Just a couple things to remember. This is kind of heavy and awkward, and this has to go kind of sandwich up into the frame. So if you have a floor jack laying around, that's a great tool to help you get this into place. You will need to lift it evenly so that you're not kind of denting the bottom of the truck, so keep that in mind also. This little tab we're gonna stage into place, and this goes just right over this oblong hole in the rear. And we need to make sure that the nut side is actually recessed into the frame, and the tab will just stick out this way, just like this, so that you can kind of hold it while you tighten it up. So we'll stage this right now, and I'll give you a close-up shot of that. We'll lift the slider evenly and bolt our front hole that we drilled out. We'll get that secured with a carriage bolt and a flange nut, and then we'll get the longer bolt back here that'll actually thread into this nut tab real quick. All right, so we got our slider staged and we're ready to go. We're gonna install the front side first. So we're gonna use the hole that we drilled out and align it with this square hole and use this shorter carriage bolt with a washer and a nylock nut on the top side. So we'll hold this into place. We should be able to get this one started, and then we'll move to the back and we'll get the back into place. All right, so we got this one snugged up. We got the back bracket snugged up. Now we're gonna insert this through bolt through the frame. We're putting on a strut washer and a nylock flange nut. I'm just getting this started for right now. We'll get all the bolts started and then I'll come back through and start tightening up. All right, so on the back mounting foot on the horizontal holes, we're just gonna use 2 of these M10 bolts with a washer, thread right into the frame. There's one right here, and then there's one on top of this bracket right here. And we're gonna return our skid plate bracket back to its spot with this longer M8 bolt. All right, so we got everything tightened up on the other side. Now we're moving to the passenger side. This one's gonna be a lot simpler. We can just realistically just throw this slider right up. So we're gonna try to lift it. All in the same time, we're gonna use our bottle jack to kind of help us hold that backside together, and we'll get the front captured with a bolt, and then we'll get the back captured. All right, so just like the other side, we're just gonna start threading these bolts into the frame. We'll get everything started by hand and then come through and tighten it all down. All right, so on this middle mounting location, go ahead and put the bolts in, but leave the nuts off if you're installing a CBI skid. You're gonna use these bolts to secure the rock slider and the skid, all with the same 2 bolts. All right, there we go. We got the installation complete. Thanks for watching. Drop us a like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, throw us a comment. Thanks.